Greetings, Drum Corps fans. How are we all doing here for this live pre-show of the Whitewater, Wisconsin DCI show, which probably many of you know is under the threat of having some inclement weather that may either delay severely or cancel the show. We're going to get into that here in a minute. Thank you all for joining in. And yeah, this is a cool show. I have been to this show twice in the last 3 years, which is really, it's a great venue. It's a great show, a great group of people running it, and a great group of corps, of course. So we're going to take a look at all that here in a second. The first thing I want to do is, and I'm basically broadcasting from, as probably you can tell, a remote location. So it's even more of a crude production than, meaning quality-wise, than it even typically is. So I apologize for that, but we're doing the best we can with what we have. In the background, you could probably see something pop up every so often. But anyway, so again, we're going to just do the best we can. So let me take a look here. I have my phone nearby, and I wanted to see if there's any updates here on the weather as far as what the plan is, and if there is any plan. Some people, of course, everyone's speculating, would they do, maybe some standstill performances, exhibition only type stuff, which has been done many times over the years when there's a rain event and things that threaten the actual competitive show itself. Actually, I don't see any updates here in the last 15 minutes, which is interesting. Let me just see. Yeah, so let's see what we got here, folks. Bear with me. Not sure what everyone is concerned about. It's called the Whitewater Classic. Yeah, someone was joking to say it's called the Whitewater Classic after all. Okay, so here's the update from the Madison Scouts. They said the show is still a go, and any decision to postpone or cancel would probably not be made until the last minute. But if, however, a decision is made earlier, it would be announced on the Madison Scouts social media, including Facebook. Let me read that again. This just came out. Well, actually, this was from earlier, much earlier. It said, regarding the threat of storms tonight, David Laufey of the Madison Scouts told the Banner, I guess that's a publication, that the show is still a go, and any decision to postpone or cancel would not probably be made until last minute. If, however, a decision is made earlier, it would be announced on the Madison Scouts social media, including Facebook. Okay, so there we go. There's the official statement, but that was made at 11 something in the morning. So the fact we haven't gotten any word of a cancellation yet, and here we are very close to the start of the show, that's a promising thing. Although I think the threat of storms is more significant, an hour or two from now, which is when, kind of the heart of the show is really getting going. So let's just show you some stuff as far as who's supposed to be in this show. Let's go here to some slides and show you the lineup. And just bear with me a moment here, folks. As I say, I'm actually coming from a remote location that is not ideal, but we will make it work, right? Oh, by the way, I'm wearing my Madison Scout shirt tonight since we're in their, basically their home turf, right? For the most part, I guess you could say. It's their show. I should just say it's their show. It's not really their home turf. Actually, I'm not exactly sure how many miles it is from Madison to Whitewater, but again, it's not their home city, obviously. So here we are. Here is tonight's show. As you can see, our pre-show, which is happening now, started at 7 o'clock, and we have Eclipse, Columbus Saints, Colt Cadets, River City Rhythm. I knew I was going to mix that one up. The Crossmen, the Troopers, Cavaliers, Colts, Blue Stars, Phantom Regiment, Blue Coats, and of course the Madison Scouts. So this is the full lineup. Lots of great corps in this lineup, and this is certainly a big show. As I said, if you go back to, since we have some time, if you go back to the year 2022, it was DCI's 50th anniversary season, and it was also the year that I turned 50 years old. We have the same anniversary, right? So I thought, as a gift to myself, I said, you know what? I've never seen any really local or early season shows outside of my immediate area here in New Jersey, and then, of course, Connecticut, New York State a little bit, and Pennsylvania. So it would be so cool to see like some shows in the Midwest. But of course, I said, well, it would make all the sense in the world, in 50th anniversary of DCI and my 50th birthday, to go to where it all started as far as championship shows go. And that was, of course, at the same stadium, Warhawk Stadium in Whitewater, Wisconsin. And so I did. I went out actually 2 days before. I took in on Friday night, which is still a tradition, nicely. The Phantom Regiment in Illinois hosts the Show of Shows, another very big show. And then, of course, Saturday night is which is about an hour away drive from each other, was the Whitewater show up in Whitewater, Wisconsin, the Madison Scouts home show. And then I did that in 2022. Now, the interesting thing about that is, and I'm going to write a book about my experiences in drum corps, because the stories and situations I can share, not that this is all that earth-shatteringly exciting, but is in the show of shows, it was bad weather throughout the day, on and off, rain, and even some thunderstorms and such, but mostly rain. And when basically around showtime, about an hour and a half before showtime, it kind of stopped raining, which was great. We thought, okay, great, it's all done, and that's it. Let's bring the show on and let's have a good night. Although we got through a few corps, and then there was an intermission, I believe, and then there was rain. Nothing crazy, insanely rain. It was no thunderstorms at all. It was just rain. But they decided, because of the wet grass, it was a natural field for the Show of Shows surface. So they, at the time, again, this is 2022, they decided to, for safety reasons, they were going to go to a standstill only, and there would be no scoring and judging or whatever. And they did do that. So the last handful of corps did standstill only. And what I thought was super cool is they said, if you have a ticket to this show of the Show of Shows on Friday night, you can get into the Whitewater, Wisconsin show the next night. Again, it's about an hour drive from there. You can go to the show up in Whitewater with your Show of Shows ticket, and they'll let you in. So I thought that was super cool. And I actually did meet a couple people in the concession lines who did do that exact thing. They didn't have show tickets for Whitewater originally, but they used their Show of Show ticket and they were able to go in. So that was very cool that they extended that to those folks. That's just a great partnership there. I don't know if that's a strong connection between the Phantom Regiment and Madison Scout organizations, but it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Phantom's been around since, I don't have the exact year, I want to say 56, maybe somewhere about there. And Madison is, I think, the oldest drum corps and DCI corps active, right? 1938, they were founded. So super, super cool. Let's see if we have any more updates on the weather scenario, and then we'll talk about some potential, what we think about the matchups here tonight. I don't think we're going to see any updates regarding the weather because, again, that official announcement was made, and I think people are just waiting to hear something there if something comes through. And then we'll talk about a little bit. Nope, no updates to that just yet. So again, as the official release is, will be, if there's any postponement or cancellation of this show in Whitewater, it will be done last minute, unless it's overwhelmingly obvious that it's a no-go. They would make the announcement earlier. So that's the plan. So the fact we haven't heard anything officially is a good thing. Let me just see. I don't even know if I think I'm definitely on Facebook here with the Madison Scouts, but that's where they're officially keeping track of stuff. Let me just take a look over there. Pardon me, folks, for what we're doing here. Just trying to give you the latest and greatest. So I have not seen the Madison Scouts yet here in 2025. I have not seen the Blue Stars. I saw the Blue Coats premiere. I saw most of these other corps. I seen the Crossman premiere. I did not see River City Rhythm. I did not see the Colt Cadets. I did not see Columbus Saints or Eclipse yet. So quite a few of these corps I haven't even seen yet. And I'm very eager to see all of them, to be honest with you. Everyone brings their own cool thing to the field, as you know. I like all divisions of drum corps, whether it's an open sound sport type group, an all age group, an alumni group, a open class or a world class or an international class. I like them all. So I am a drum corps fanatic. So let's see. Let's see what we got here. Nothing yet on their page on Facebook. So I don't know what's up. Okay, we're following along. So bear with me, folks. We're just trying to, again, keep everything going as best we can. Here we are. Here's the posts. So there we are. There was just some show rankings and stuff that they did. So anyway, so how about you guys? Anybody you're looking forward to seeing? I'd be very interested to hear, kind of thing. I mean, I know there's some clips out there of stuff, and that kind of thing. But, overall, they, it's some of them are not even in like full uniform, right? They're just maybe a fan, not permitted to do so, but they do anyway. As we know, they film and upload to the internet, which is, not the greatest thing in the world, of course. But, that's just the way it goes, I guess. But, yep. So let's see. Just keep looking down to see if there's any updates. And I don't want to see any updates other than because usually in this scenario, a lot of times no news is good news. So, yeah. And then again, I went to Whitewater again a second time. I don't remember the year, though, to be totally honest with you. 2022. Sorry, if I said 2012 earlier, I apologize. It was 2022 I went. And I think it was 2023. Did I go the next year? I think I did. I think I went the following year. I went back to Whitewater and another show. So, yeah, that was super cool. So let's see what else we have here. And also we have tomorrow night is the big show out west. I believe that's DCI West. So we're going to see a huge lineup of corps. And I would take a gather that the risk of rain or at least thunderstorms would be much less out there in California. As we know, it's fairly dry out there typically. So I do have it on my bucket list to go to that show someday, but I want to make that into a bigger trip because I never visited that area of the country. I want to take in the city of San Francisco and the Bay and the whole Wharf area and Alcatraz, and I want to see the Sequoia, forest or whatever and all that stuff. So that would be like almost like a week-long vacation I would take to go there, and then also, of course, enjoy the wonderful drum corps show that's out there. Really, more than anything, I really would be super excited to see the Blue Devil C Corps, which if you've never seen, I mean, I highly recommend you check them out. It's just such a neat thing to see such young people involved with the Corps and doing drum corps. My hat's off to them 100% to get out there and do that. It's just, and they're pretty darn good. I'm going to tell you, it's quite something to see for sure. It's a lot of fun. So let's see what else we have here we can cover for you guys. Yeah, I know that the Blue Stars in particular had next to basically zero as far as show information or anything until just a few days ago, I think. At least that I was able to find. So, and they're doing a show based on sports, which seems to be very crowd appealing. They have some props on the field of bleachers, which the last time that was To Find America Blue Coat show back in, a handful of years ago now, certainly pre-pandemic. They had bleachers on the field. Somebody mentioned an interesting thing that year with the Blue Coats is they should sell or have a raffle or tickets, and fans can win themselves a seat on the bleacher and just be able to sit on there for the show and see it from that perspective. I thought that was the coolest idea ever. Who knows? Maybe Blue Stars, if you're anyone listening, maybe think about that as well. Potential idea for a fundraiser. Winning fan can sit on the bleacher there for the show. How cool is that? But that would be a neat perspective. I can tell you that much. As being a former drum corps performer myself, not in DCI, but in an all age corps many years ago in the early to mid 90s. That would be a really neat perspective to be on the field in a bleacher to watch a show go by. But I highly doubt that would happen. But hey, you never know, right? You never know. Someone may think of something like that. So other corps that we're waiting to see kind of as the Academy, that'll be, I believe they're performing tomorrow night, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can get that up here, by the way. Let's see if we get another window open of the lineup and give you some info on that. We may cut this a little bit short. I'm looking in the stream here. I don't see anyone joining, commenting. So we may just move along and let you guys get ready for the few minutes that you need to go over there and tune in on Flow. They usually on Flow also keep people abreast of if there's a restart of a show at a certain time or postponement or cancellation or something. They're very good about putting that up on the stream itself. So there is another show happening tonight, which is not live streamed. It's Crown Beat in Lexington, South Carolina. That's a big show also. So I'll just read off some of the corps in that show tonight. You have, hopefully we'll get some people who are there locally watching the show that can kind of comment. Their show starts also 7:30 to welcome in the national anthem. And then we have Carolina Gold. We have Impact. We have Atlanta CV, the Memphis Blues, Heat Wave. Then there's an intermission. Then, which another corps I've not seen anything on, is Music City, Spirit of Atlanta. And then, of course, your host corps, Carolina Crown, and then Encore by Carolina Crown. And then scores announced for that show. And Crown Beat will be 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's another one to keep an eye on throughout the night. Maybe on the interwebs, see what some of the chatter is there and how the show is going, see how people are doing. Let me go one more time out here to see if there's been any changes or updates. Let's see what we got. I don't see anything yet, although there's 30 people following that topic to see if there's any updates to the weather. But yeah, I think we're going to cut it here, guys. I know it's a full 10 minutes short of 7:30, but as I said, we're in mode here. Some of the things I can do or not do are kind of limited due to where I'm doing this from. So, being 4th of July weekend and all that, I hope you guys are enjoying the 4th of July weekend. I hope you saw some drum corps somewhere or going to see some drum corps somewhere this weekend. We will definitely have a post show. So how that works is as soon as the scores are announced, if there are scores tonight at Whitewater, we will come back on immediately to this to create a new live stream. I don't create one ahead of time because basically don't know what time that will be. So it's hard to schedule something until you know the exact time, especially in situations like this with the weather, right? So we will try to, as I said, keep you in the loop and go live. And as soon as if there's scores, if there's not scores, we'll go live as soon as the show concludes on Flow. And we'll come out here for just a few moments, probably about 15-ish minutes to do a recap of what we saw and what we heard. Even if it's exhibition only and all that kind of stuff, we'll still talk about what we saw and what we heard. I did that with my previous live streams. I took notes along the way. Back in the old days, we used to write some reviews on Drum Corps Planet when going to shows, and we'd just keep a little notepad with us and jot some notes and then share it with everybody the next day. And those were cool because that was a good way to at least somebody could, before all this, iPhone and, smartphone and all that stuff, Android phone stuff came around. It was a way to at least share some information about stuff to people who are unable to attend the show or a show or any shows. It was a good way to get an insight to what cores look like, what they, were doing, and all that good stuff. And yeah, so I did quite a few reviews over the years back then. So yep. So with that being said, I think we're going to just close it out here. Thank you if you're tuned in. Thank you if you're going to be watching this at some point. I appreciate it. Sorry again for the crude production quality here. Again, remote location. Not in my normal place to do this from, and just because of the holiday weekend, we're moving around, so traveling and such. I did go to a fireworks show last night. That was amazing. So I was just visiting with some friends and family and such. So everyone take care. We will see you post show, whatever that might be or look like. Hopefully the show goes on without a hitch. Hopefully the storms stay far enough away from the stadium area and everything goes on as planned. If not, I hope at least they have some standstills so people in attendance can enjoy some drum corps, and obviously so can we. So that's it, folks. Thanks for the support, and we'll talk to you in a bit. Okay.